Food court is now in session.
Hi, I'm Andrew Nawrocki.
And I'm Grant Gelb.
And welcome to Food Court, where law is on the menu
And justice is served.
All please rise for the Honorable Judge Tony Tabb.
Food court is now in session.
Now here at Food Court, we have a theme show for each episode, and today is barbecue.
Now, everybody knows how to make, say, ribs or chicken, and everybody's done it before, but who has ever made their own barbecue sauce? And that's what we decided to try to do today.
So first here we got the skillet, and this is called Texas barbecued sauce. And well, it starts out with 1 tablespoon of butter. Here, Andrew, if you want to put it in.
All right. Now, we decided not to make as much as the list of amount of ingredients we're giving here. We're making a much smaller amount.
And then you have your onions,
All right.
which is 1 chopped. And here you go. If you want to take those a little more. And see, if you want to chop onions, there's certain precautions you need to take. So
All
that's
right.
why I'm securing Andrew with a mask so that the fumes don't get into him.
All right, I'm ready.
Well, if you notice, he's getting teary-eyed, not so ever. And next up, we have the garlic.
All right. Now we chop 1
Now-
clove of garlic.
But you see, if you don't have an actual, a professional utensil like a garlic masher or anything, well, we decided to show you how to do it the professional way. So you just take the broad side of a knife like so.
Uh-oh, missed there, Grant.
And there you go.
All right. Now, once the onions, the butter, and the garlic are all in the skillet, you cook that for 3 minutes on medium to low heat. Now, once that is going, you take
And remember that
1 chopped tomato,
the onions and the butter and the garlic, they should be translucent by the time they're ready.
yeah, and 1 chopped tomato and 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste. You mix together in a bowl, which we've done already right here. And now you add the remainder of the ingredients. All right, so 1/4 of a teaspoon of a popular brand hot sauce is the next ingredient.
Which will go unnamed.
We have it right here. All right, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Oh, spilled a little there, Grant. All right, now 1/2 of a cup of brown sugar. Let's have that, Grant. Thank you.
There you go. It doesn't look too appetizing before it's mixed, but just stick with it. It'll turn out to be wonderful in the end.
All right. After the brown sugar comes 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Oh, it won't come out.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, Grant. Didn't get much in.
That's it.
All right. Next, we do a dash of paprika, salt, and cayenne pepper, which we've all conveniently mixed together in 1 bowl right here.
The next ingredient was supposed to be dry red wine, but we here at Food Court decided not to endorse any alcoholic beverages in any way, shape, or form unless used for medicinal purposes, so we decided to leave that out.
And the next is the juice of 1 lemon, which we do endorse lemons, but we don't have one, so we'll just leave that out. All right. Next, you mix all the ingredients together, which I'll get to right now, and Grant can explain what you do after you have them mixed.
Well, you pour them back into the skillet, and then make sure that the tomatoes, they should be a little more mashed to get the thick barbecue flavor. But if it's too thin, then it won't work out. It won't be as good.
All right, Grant, I got it mixed up there. Let's get the skillet back out. Now, obviously, these butter and onion will be cooked, but we'll just add it right now anyway, just to show you. Good. All right. Now, once you have everything added in and the onions and the butter and the garlic are all cooked already, now this goes on to medium to low heat for 20 to 30 minutes. And as it cooks, it should thicken, and then it's ready, and you can go ahead and eat it once it maybe cools down a little.
But you should be sure not to cook more than 20 or 30 minutes because it could evaporate, and you'd end up with an unfinished product, and that's almost how we ended up last night.
All right, so with that, let's go to a break, and when we get back, we'll get the judge's verdict right here on Food Court. Welcome back to Food Court. Now, in the last segment, we made some homemade barbecue sauce, and now we're going to get Judge Tony's verdict. Let's hear it, Tony.
All right, well, first I'll taste it.
All right, great. And while Tony's chewing, we'll show you the ingredients up here. No? All right, just flash them on the screen, let the people at home know what to make.
Well, overall it's pretty good. In the sauce, it might be a little too much tomato and not enough seasoning, and that makes it a little bit bland. My overall verdict is that it's pretty good.
All right. So now with that verdict done, let's go to our man on the street where we ask some people off the street what kind of barbecue they liked. All right, let's go to it.
Hello, sir. What is your favorite barbecue dish?
That'd have to be ribs.
And where's your favorite restaurant to get those ribs?
Probably Giovanni's.
All right. And what's your favorite barbecue sauce?
I know there's different types of barbecue sauce.
Yeah, you don't like honey mustard, barbecue, etc.
Oh, I just like the regular barbecue.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot. Hello, Mr. Beasley. What is your favorite barbecue dish?
I like to barbecue anything. I have a dog at home, and sometimes I like to. No, I really don't. Ribs. Ribs would be my favorite barbecue.
All right. And what's your favorite barbecue restaurant?
I have found that the Weber Grill. I feel like I'm doing an advertisement. The Weber Grill in Lombard is quite a good barbecue place.
All right. And what's your favorite barbecue sauce?
I'm a fan of the KC Masterpiece. Once again, I feel like this is an advertisement. Although you can mix a lot of things there, and I really don't know.
All right. Thanks a lot. Anyway.
All right, how you doing? We're here with the worker at Open Pantry, and we're gonna ask them a few questions about barbecues around town. Now, what's your favorite barbecue place?
Oh,
to eat at?
probably Famous Dave's.
Famous Dave's. That's a point for Dave. Yeah, and what's your favorite sauce?
Oh wow, barbecue.
Barbecue sauce too, huh? How about any kind of brand like Open Pit, Masterpiece?
I don't know. I just any kind of. Actually, I have to change that. Probably sweet and sour sauce.
Sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour sauce on barbecue. It's a rare combination, but it's really good.
There you go. And oh yeah. And what's your favorite dish? Like ribs or chicken or what? Rib tip?
Oh, I would have to say grilled ribeye steak. Well done.
All right. All right, there you go. That's our segment for barbecue there with
John Wirtz.
John Works. There you go.
Welcome back to Food Court. Now, the theme of today's show is barbecue, and Joe Catalano is down at Famous Dave's Barbecue in North Riverside. Let's go right to him.
Thanks, Andrew. How you doing? We're in front of Famous Dave's Barbecue right now, and this is the grand opening. It just opened up, and we're going to be giving you a tour today of the restaurant and showing you some of the great foods and the great people who work here.
What we have here is, this is where our we do the majority of our smoking, obviously being a barbecue restaurant. We smoke pork and brisket. This large smoker is what we call is our Southern Pride smoker. We smoke all of our meats over hickory. It's a large rotisserie oven. And we have a chamber in the back, which I'll show you in a minute, that has, we actually put large pieces of hickory wood. We slowly smoke all of our meats at a temperature of about 250 degrees for about anywhere from 4 to 5 hours, depending on the meat product. Since we are a barbecue joint and we specialize in our St. Louis cut pork ribs, I'll show you how we season those, tell you a little bit about how we smoke them, and then show you all the different phases of the preparation from beginning to end and how we end up with the final product on the line.
Okay.
So basically what we have here is a St. Louis cut pork rib.
Yeah.
You'll have your different versions of in other smokehouses, baby backs and what have you. But this is the best cut you can buy. It's the center cut of the pork carcass. It's trimmed specifically for our specifications at Famous Dave's. And our average slab is about 12 bones. And what we do is what we call our scoring of the ribs. And what we do is what we want to score on the back side here is the membrane portion of the rib. So what we do is we put several cuts through the rib, and that way when it's in the smoking process, the membrane has a tendency to peel back up, and then when we finish the product on the line, which we'll show you later, this will burn off. Okay. So you're not pulling in, otherwise it'll be tough and chewy on the rib. So with that being done, the next day is we take some celery seed rather, and we just lightly sprinkle some celery seed on the rib. And then what we have here is a blend of seasonings, and it's our Famous Dave's rib rub. I could tell you a little bit about it, but it's a secret recipe, and then I'd have to kill you. So anyway, what we do is we put a light coating of our rib rub on the rib. And we only do one side because it's a moot point to do the membrane side because it doesn't really permeate into the meat. Okay. After that's done, what we do is we then load them into the smoker. And I'll show you, we do have a smoke in here. We're gonna wait for you guys, but we had to get a smoke in earlier. And I'll let that pause. And then after the seasoned rib is done there, oh, wow. Some of the smoke. We then load the smoker. We smoke our ribs with hickory wood. We just take a couple logs at a time and fire that up, and that creates the smoky flavor over about a 4 or 5 hour period.
Oh, all right.
So with that, that's the first process, obviously the seasoning of the rib, the preparation and the smoke of the rib, and then what the second phase is after the ribs are pass our taste test in our profile. They're then bagged and then cooled overnight. Then the next part of it is, the next step of the cooking process of the ribs is then they're slow cooked one more time before serving. And this is a Crestcore, this is a stand-up cooker, and we, as you can see, here's our ribs. They're laid 8 to a tray, they're bagged and sealed, and then they're slow cooked in this for 2 more hours so they even get more tender. And this is what the finished product looks like. It's seasoned, it's got all the seasonings in it, it's cooked, and then the last part of it is the charring process, which I'll show you here. This is the most important part of the actual preparation of our ribs. We want to get a good char on it. As you can see, we're just getting some char lines in it, and you can see the bubbling of the meat. That's the point of finishing. What we're doing is the meat is caramelizing, and now what we'll do is when we get that, we don't want to burn the rib or get it blackened by any means, but when it gets to that bubbly phase, that's when we're gonna slather the rib, and then let that the meat really adhere to the barbecue sauce. So
okay,
we're gonna do that one more time here.
Well, I had no idea this much process went into cooking one slab of ribs.
And we'll let you make the choice there.
Wow, tender, just right. I tell you, these are fantastic.
Excellent.
So thank you very much.
You bet. You bet.
All right.
Here, you guys can take those and
okay.
snack on them if you want.
All right.
You guys have a good day.
You too. Thanks a lot. Here we are in the eating area, as you can see. place is set to a blues atmosphere, a southern atmosphere, and well, we're gonna get home and start eating these now. So for some hearty barbecue, come on down to great famous Dave's Barbecue, located at 25th Street in North Riverside. Thanks a lot, Grant.
Thanks, Joe. That concludes this episode of Food Court. And I'd also like to thank Judge Tony Tabb also.
And tune in next time because the theme of the next show is going to be Cajun food.
Well, thanks, Joe. I guess that concludes this episode of Food Court. And thanks to Judge Tony Tabb, too.
See ya.
Go to Food Court. And I'd like to thank Judge Tony Tabb also.
All right, see ya. Tune in next time.